it's nothing to be afraid of, and it's actually kind of useful, and it's pretty cool. So what the hell is it? It's just a really, really simple language that is really clean to look at, that spits out JavaScript in the end. So it's basically access to the same object model, the same libraries, everything else is the same. It's just a cleaner syntax for it. And you can use it in the browser, and you can use it in Node.js in the backend. I use it on both. So let's start out with some real, actual examples. And I did not design this that well for this level of bleed, so crap. Well. Anyway, so standard JavaScript here. You can't see it that well, but you're just doing a standard, require at the top. Then you've got a function definition there, and then you're basically saying, hey, this thing comes from that, and you're saying here's a method on the thing, and there's another method. So standard issue, old school JavaScript. So first off, I thought I would show some ES6. You could see how that kind of starts to clean up a little bit. So here, this is ES6, which is a little bit cleaner, but I still think CoffeeScript is even nicer. There you can use lets instead of your vars in the variable definitions at the top. You actually have a class constructor, and you can say extend something, and you have a constructor method, and here's some the other methods. And you also have string interpolation down here. So it's a little bit cleaner. But let me show you what the CoffeeScript looks like. And this is what the CoffeeScript looks like. And this is even tighter. I mean, it's basically all that punctuation disappears. You just have the actual code that you're writing. It's similar to some of the stuff that you saw in the ES6 example I gave you before, but let me show you the actual differences now. So first off, top left, there's no more var. It just automatically sets that up. You have the same sort of concept where it's doing an extends, where you're saying what class this is descending from. You have a class construct. You have a neat little shortcut in the constructor where if all your constructor is doing is taking a set of variables and jamming them in attributes on the class, you can just declare the variable listing right there with little @ signs. And the @ sign means this dot. So you have the little fat arrow function there, which does that standard way of currying the copy of this so that this is correct when you're in your function call. And then again is this dot. And then you have string interpolation in your regular strings. So who cares? Why would you want to bother doing any of this? And I think the real fundamental reason for me, and the reason that I still use it, even though it's another step in my compilation process, is you write your code like a couple of times, but you're going to read it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. You're going to keep going through the logic. You're going to be debugging all sorts of terrible problems. And the idea that you can strip away all this crap that's not actually your code, it's the squiggly brackets, parentheses, semicolons, the word var, the word function, all that stuff just goes away. And when you get that, you just get a really clean version of what the actual code is, and not all the boilerplate around it. So here's some gotchas. Function invocation, I don't know if you noticed on the example, but you don't have to wrap parens around your argument list. So it gets a little bit weird if you're calling a function that has no parameters at all. You have to actually put the empty parentheses, and that just looks stupid. It is whitespace sensitive, a la Python. And if you mix spaces and tabs, you're going to have a really bad time. So be really, really careful about that. But I assume everyone's already has come out with however they are on their spaces versus tabs thing. Oh yeah, so this last bit is, the other thing is you're not really committed to it. So if you test it out and you like it, that's great. If not, you can run this thing called decaffeinate, and it will turn your CoffeeScript back into ES6. The coffee binary itself will translate CoffeeScript to ES5. So, you can try it out, see if you like it, see if it works for you, and if it does, great. And if it doesn't, then, you're not stuck, and it will fit right back in with the rest of the JavaScript stuff. And that is it.